Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutation you Akim out there that push this word in truth and in sincerity. If you keep in touch with the news and marrying with prophecy, you can see clearly that we're at the end of this devil's empire. We're at the end of this devil's empire, and you see what's going on with this migrant crisis. You see what's going on with these endless wars. We got wars practically breaking out all over the earth. But the main war that Esau and Esau's bullshit media is focused on is the war in Ukraine. And that war is already lost. There's reports by Seymour Hersh that the morale in the Ukraine army is done. They don't want to fight no more. But Zelensky is going around. He's in Canada. He's in New York. And what he's doing is going around begging for more money and more military aid to put the Ukrainian men in the meat grinder so they can be destroyed by the Russian army. But that's okay. That's Esau killing Esau. That's okay. Let them do that. It has nothing to do with us, but you got this migrant crisis that's troubling the people. You got a migrant crisis in Texas. You got the migrant crisis over in Chicago, New York, and people are starting to protest and get locked up and bringing a big uproar. Now, you got to understand something. A lot of the migrants are Israelites. You got some Hamites, you got some Moabites coming over here, but the majority of them are Israelites. And now all them Israelites that's coming over here are law-abiding citizens. A lot of them have criminal records. And Esau knows what he's doing. This devil knows what he's doing. He's allowing these migrants to come over here. Some of them have criminal records, some don't. And what they're going to do is, the ones that have criminal records, they're going to put the spotlight on them, and they're going to say all the migrants have to be charagma to monitor them because a lot of them are committing crimes. A lot of them are gang members, MS-13 gang members. So they're going to use that narrative to push that charagma on the people. A lot of people are going to buck up and protest. A lot of people are going to take it. And this is the beginning of Jacob's trouble, which is mentioned in Jeremiah, the 30th chapter, the 7th verse. Matter of fact, let me get that. Okay. This is, because when all hell break loose, we're going to see the so-called tough guys. It's like, and the so-called independent women that don't need a man. We're going to see if they got that same energy that they was pushing and having when everything was so-called and normal. You know? So this is Jeremiah chapter 30 verse, I'm going to start at 5. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling. And that voice of trembling is we telling you what's coming down the pipe, man. But y'all don't want to listen. Of fear and not of peace. We telling you, these devils are practicing in these different mountain retreats for the day of martial law. And when you look at that word martial, it's like warlike law. And they're going to bring war to your ass. Warlike law, where the military takes control of the government. And everything is governed by the military. Now you're going to see these devils show their horns. Now you're going to see these devils show their horns. And they're definitely going to show their horns. You better believe it. They're going to show their horns, and they're going to show them on a large scale. And it reads, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. A man does not give birth to children. So this is talking about a man being scared like a woman. It says, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins? Because he's scared to death. All that energy that he was a gangbanger, all that energy that he was doing this and doing that, come to find out he ain't nothing but a whining, weak, effeminate man that's scared to death. And that's most of these jakes out here that proclaim that they gangbangers. You got some hardcore dudes out there, but majority of them, they ain't got it in them. And it reads, and it's also talking about Esau and the rest of the nations. But we focusing on Jake, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, on down to Issachar. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, about to give birth, scared to death. And the Lord is liking these men unto women. It says, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Elias, I mean scared to death. Face is scared. He was scared stiffness. It says, and all faces turned to paleness, being scared. Or he was scared as white like a ghost. Doesn't mean your face turned white. It means you was paralyzed with great fear. And that's what's coming. It says, Elias, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Jacob means you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. It's going to be a time for trouble for everybody. But this is focusing on you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans who choose not to get right, who choose not to come back into the fold, or has been rejected or fell out the truth. It says, but it's even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who's going to be saved out of it? The elect. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will thrust thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Meaning the Lord's going to take the yoke that Esau has put on us, all them, everything that we bear under this devil's rulership. The Lord's going to release us from that yoke of serving Esau. But they shall serve the Lord their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Therefore fear thou not, my servant Jacob, saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity, and Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. That's talking about the elect. But the 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, all hell's, you're going to go to all kind of hell. Because you're wicked, you're choosing not to get right with the Most High. You're going to go do all kind of hell. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou see a part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, which part of the signs, uproars of the people. We're going to get into it. It says, then should thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, and we've been seeing earthquakes, the earthquake that happened in Morocco, the earthquake that happened in Turkey and in Syria about 7 to 8 months ago, that deleted 50,000 plus people. These are signs that we're at the end of this devil's rulership. It says, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, we see that. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that was before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. We're at the end of Esau's kingdom, and it's starting to manifest himself because all these prophecies are coming to pass. What was told us from before, what was going to happen. That's why I tell you in the scriptures to measure the time. It says, for like as all that is made in the earth in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Esau's empire, the kingdom of Esau, Edom. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginning and wonders and powerful works and ending in effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved, and shall be able to escape by his works. Talk about the elect going out there in the houses and the Bibles, putting up the videos, doing what we was commanded to do. Teach the sons of Israel, whether they will hear, whether they will forbear. That's our job. That job has been given to us. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the set perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. It says, verse 9, then shall they be in a pitiful case, which now have obeyed, have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. So about the 2/3. And men that knew that they was Israel, but turned their back on the Lord, turned their back on his truth, they're going to dwell in torments. It says, for such as in their life, verse 10, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. People talking about the entertainment world, the boxing world, the sports world. You're receiving great benefits. You don't know the Lord. You're calling on Yahweh, Jesus Christ. The true name of the Lord and his son, the Lord's name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shah. And y'all don't call upon them names, therefore you don't know the Lord. It says, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have lost my law, while they had yet liberty, when they seen the videos up on YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, TikTok, when they seen the men out there in the houses and the barbers, whether it's in season or out of season, they disregard what they saw, they fanned their hand, they mocked, they murmured. Or if they went across a video, they would get on the keyboard and be a scoffer and a scorn in the chat room, in the comment board. It says, and they that have lost my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. The same was nowhere after death by pain. And that's what's coming. Death and pain. Death and pain. That's what's coming. Death and pain to the 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Death and pain. That's why the Lord is allowing Esau to sharpen that sword. Ezekiel 21, verse 9 to 12. The Lord is allowing this devil to do what he do. Because he is the whipping stick of the Lord on the left-hand side. He's the sword of the Lord on the left-hand side. Psalms 17, verse 13 on down. It's telling you, man, that Esau is the wicked. Esau is the whipping stick of the Lord on the left-hand side to do the Lord's bidding. So that anger that Esau is coming down with is going to be the anger of the Lord. He's going to use Esau, his left hand, to do what he got to do. To you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans who do not want to get right. More pestilence are coming. Famine is coming. People are getting put to death by the sword. Teeth of wild beasts. All of these are miseries. 2nd Ezra 8:50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. The number one proudest man on the earth is Esau, Edom. Then you got these proud-ass women from the tribes, whether it's a nigger woman or Issacharite woman. They're all filled with pride because the government is their daddy and they could do what they want. They could break up with their man, put him on child support, lie upon a man, destroy his life. You know how many times I ran across TikTok videos when you got these narcissistic women talk about how they're going to destroy a man, put him on child support, do this to him, do that to him. These women are at ease. These women are at ease, but guess what? It's going to come a time when the Lord is going to put these women in their place. Right now, Isaiah 32:9 on down is in effect. Why? Because these women have been given permission to be promiscuous, to be demons, because they following their daddy, the devil, Esau, Edom. Says read that again. Isaiah, Slakia, 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that at a latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. There you go. That's why all these miseries are coming. People are walking in great pride. They wicked, dibbing and dabbing in witchcraft, being moles, the alphabet soup community. All that shit is wickedness. And what they call it, the whole month of June. Hey, there you go. There you go. The whole month of June is considered, we know. We ain't got to say it. So this is, because when the Lord allowed this devil, to show his horns on a large scale, shit gonna be real bad out here, man. Shit gonna be real bad out here. Hey, the lights just went off from my house and came back on. That's crazy. Well, everything is of the Lord. The lights just went off and came back on real quick. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the spoil and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another. Let me read that again. For the spoil and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men. Sedition means the uprise against a government or monarchy. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. They're not going to regard the governor, the mayor, what Sleepy Joe have to say, if he's still the president. They ain't going to regard none of these people that's call themselves in authority. They're going to do what they do. They're going to do what they have to do because of, let's read it. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and should not be able. Why? Because martial law. The cities is going to be locked down. The cities and these bridges and these tunnels are going to be locked down with Gurkha troops, UN troops, military reserve troops. It's going to be hell. All hell is going to break loose. And it says, a man should desire to go into a city, should not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. They're going to be like women. They're going to be like women, scared to death. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Yeah, kick their door in, commit all kind of atrocities against their neighbor, take their goods, especially if they smell some sweet, savory food coming from their crib and they starving. Maybe a man has some kind of sense and saved his food. Saved up, stocked up on food. So while he's locked away in his house, Jake out there committing all kind of crimes, he's safely in his crib, protecting his crib. He may have a weapon or something. And guess what? Somebody else going to have, if you got a 6-shooter, somebody and you got 4 or 5 guys kicking your door in, which much you could do? How much you could hold yourself down? So it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Oh, hell is going to be breaking loose, man. So it's going to be every man for themselves. Survival only comes to those that's strong. And that's the strongest, only the strong gonna survive in this time. Until the Lord allowed them to get put down. The elect is who gonna be delivered out of this tribulation. The rest of the 2/3 is gonna be put to death. Whether by famine, teeth of wild beasts, the sword, drowning. Zechariah 13:8. So great tribulation is coming. Great tribulation is coming, man. You people have no clue what's coming down the pipe, but we warn you all the time, man. We warn you all the time, but y'all don't want to take heed. So therefore, hey, you get caught up, you get taken, that's you. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse, let's say 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mourning. That's what's coming. Sorrows and great mourning. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, because it's like it, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils come? Stay prayed up. Constantly, praying to the Lord and hoping you be delivered, hoping you're part of the elect. But to the 2/3, you're through. The 2/3 is through. Let's see if Esau will help you in the time of this great tribulation that's coming. It says, okay, that's what's coming. Tribulation, anguish, pain. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for Mimbit. You see, why and Jake don't even have the mindset to be like, damn, why am I going through this? Maybe because I'm doing this, or maybe because I'm doing that. Let me just chill out. Let me just refrain from doing that. Let me just change my ways. Let me just seek the Lord. But Jake ain't going to do that. It says, but for all these things that they're going through, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful. It says, Salaki, I lost my place real quick. It says, but for all these things, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 20. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth. Dollar burgers from Wendy's, 50-cent burgers from McDonald's. If you eating that shit, you got to be a fool. If anybody in 2023 is still eating McDonald's, they are lost. Eating Wendy's and Popeyes and White Castles, you got to be lost. That's nothing but poison. It says, all right, it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the famine, escape the hunger, shall the sword destroy. You may have food in your crib, you go outside and get put to death. So there's no escaping the judgments of the Lord, man. There's no escaping the judgments of the Lord. It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. Martial law, and ultimately concentrated fire from them chariots, when Yahweh shall crack them skies, and at the very same time Yahweh shall crack in them skies, them missiles is bombarding America and certain parts of the earth. Hey man, but before all that, we know that Esau, the so-called white man, the damn devil, is going to come in having great wrath. Because he know all these things is coming to pass. He know that his empire is crumbling. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. What's that burning wrath of a great multitude? Them Gurkha troops, them UN troops, them National Guards, Interpol. That's that's the burning wrath of a great multitude. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you being idle, with things offered unto idols. That charagma, you being idle, being in them concentration camps. You've been warned, we've been telling you. You've been warned, we've been telling you, week after week, throughout the week, month after month, year after year, you've been warned. Video after video. There's no excuse, man. Everybody knows about the Hebrew Israelites. There's no excuse. The Hebrew Israelites, this video is being put on YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, TikTok. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. It says, verse 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision. If you accept that charagma to be a part of this system, you through. The Lord is going to fuck you up. Vicious like. It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot, for there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. That great insurrection will come by these paramilitary groups upon the men of the Lord. Those that fear the Lord, and also the 2/3 you jakes. They have a zeal for the Lord, but know the Lord through the precepts of men. Y'all don't know the Lord. Y'all don't know his name. You're thinking know the Lord, but from the precepts of men. And that's not going to deliver you. Jesus is not going to deliver you. Them Kemet gods is not going to deliver you. None of these gods is going to deliver you. But Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah? It says, then shall they be known. It says, they should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Because everybody's going to be tried in that time. Everybody's going to be tried. Everybody's going to be presented with that charagma. And only the elect is going to refuse that. Only the elect is going to refuse that and don't take that. You know? So, hey, man, we warn y'all. And as I said before, there's no other power that you can call upon, no other God that you can call upon, only Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shah. Buddha can't save you. Them Kemet gods can't save you. Allah can't save you. And any other deity that you call upon, that you think is a deity, that you call upon, we know Jesus Christ can't save you. So, hey, man, this is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 5. I am the Lord, and there's none else. There's no God beside me. I girded thee though thou hast not known me. Talking about the 2/3. That they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Lord Yahweh, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord Yahweh, do all these things. And that's what's coming. Great evil. Who's going to do it? He's going to lose Esau. It's going to be the Lord using Esau on the left hand to carry out these tribulations, these terrors, this great death. So, hey, man, it's time to get right. Stop playing games. You know? So with that, Abba Ratazayu Akamati was edified. Once again, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom.